Hello friends, Marcy here. We are back to swatch the last set of ink samples that I got from Goulet Pens in my most recent order when I received my TWSBI VAC 700 Iris. And I've already taken the liberty to put the sticky ring on the top. These are just simply the reinforcement rings that you get for your binder reinforcers. And so I've put those on top and put the ink on the bottle so I could see where I was going to place them in my swatch book. In the back of my swatch book, I have the stamps, my little ink bottle stamps, and I used the very tiny one to represent the ink sample rather than a full bottle. So these are scented inks, and let's see, yes, I was thinking they were mostly, but they're all scented inks. And the reason I just went for all scented ink samples was because I've been enjoying this Herbin Violet perfume in this pen. I've filled it twice. It's hard to see exactly. It's like down to here. It's almost empty on its second fill, but I use it daily at work. And I've just been enjoying the scent, the aroma. It's very enjoyable to me. Now, I have had a viewer comment that she could not handle, actually, this is too strong. The aroma was too strong. Even after she washed and flushed her pen, she could still smell it. I haven't had that issue because I actually haven't tried to wash or flush this ink out of this pen, so I don't know how it lingers. But I do know from my experience in putting the labels and the ink on top of the bottles that none of these are a strong odor as this one. So maybe you're sensitive. If you're sensitive to strong odors, maybe the Herbin would not be for you. But the brands I have here are DeAtramentis, mostly DeAtramentis. All DeAtramentis. I was thinking there was another brand. All DeAtramentis, and so the aroma is not as strong in this as it is in the Herbin. So there's just a little tip for you. And if you want to try scented inks, I would recommend that you try small sample bottles. That way you don't invest a lot before you know that you would enjoy them. Anyway, let's get started. And in the back of my book, I have created pages that are color scheme. That way I could view and compare colors on a page. In my ink swatch book with full bottles, they're just random as I receive them. So there's no organization here, but the index pages do help me compare colors, similar colors. And looking at this, if I were to do this, if I had put my squares on this side rather than the inside, I could easily compare colors like this, page by page. So there's a little learning experience for me. Hopefully it'll give you a heads up and get you going in the right direction before you invest the paper. So going back to the swatch or the sample bottles pages in the swatch book, I'm going to start with the two blues and add them here. And first we have DeAtramentis Hyacinth, and I know I'm just sharing with you the color, which the whole reason I ordered these was because of the, like, I just took a cap off and already I have ink. So is the way of an inky person. So the Hyacinth, and it's a pleasant floral smell, not to, look, I can't waste a drop. It's a pleasant floral smell, not too strong, but none of these bottles that I have opened and swatched on the cap have been too strong. So I just put this on the blue page, and it would fit here or on the purple page as well. And I'll use my dip pen to write that. So yeah, this Sailor Magno here could have been on my purple page, and I put it on the blue page as well. But they're so close in the hue color family. Oops, that's a DE. Okay, this is a wet ink going down very well with the glass nib dip pen. And then we have DeAtramentis Lavender. Okay, so I will turn and put this on the purple page, but I'll have to wait a minute because my ink is wet. I shall return. Okay, so we have the DeAtramentis Lavender ready to go. And so I had a thought after I started putting down the ink on the little ink bottle shapes that I would swatch the bottle cap, and I didn't do it, or yeah, I didn't do it on any of the inks on this page, but later I wanted to try to do a water test where I just bring in my brush and water and just run it across the cap to test the water proof or water fastness of the inks on the page. So there's our lavender. Oops, I capped it and I didn't write yet. So I'm dipping into these ink sample vials with this dip pen, glass nib dip pen. Causes a little bit of a mess. I would like to find a more slender dip pen that I could put inside the sample vials, and I have one on notice at Jet Pens. It is they're out of stock, so they will email me when they have them in stock, and I'll order one, but it's a Pilot. Okay, and very soft scented. It's not overpowering at all. And now that I have the Herbin rose, actually the violet and the rose scented bottles to compare to, I can know that those are not overpowering at all. All right, we have the DeAtramentis Violet, which is the same floral as the Herbin, but of course softer. Beautiful. I think that color is very similar to what I have inked in my TWSBI here. Very good match for color. Beautiful. And one more on the purple page. This one would be the DeAtramentis Lilac. I'm just using a Princeton Heritage Round number 2 watercolor brush to put down the ink. Lovely smell, but not too overpowering. What did I do there? Look at me. Okay, the lilac and the violet are very similar in color, with the lilac being just a tad lighter. So this one, elderberries, I'll put on the red page. Blackberry, and cherry. So I'll dry this page up and get ready to turn to a new page. I'll be right back. Okay, we're going to start with DeAtramentis Cherry. Very soft scents, I must say. Very soft, almost unnoticeable. If I didn't know it was a scented ink and purposely tried to smell the bottle, oh, you know what? Look at me. This is one that I already had. And I remember realizing that when I opened my package. Yeah, this is, I already had this one. And so I'm planning on shipping those off to a friend because that's a duplicate. So when sniffing the bottle, if I didn't already know it was a scented ink, I wouldn't just realize it by using just my pen. Like the Herbin Violet Perfume, every time I write with that, I realize that it is a scented ink, and I'm quickly reminded as soon as I open the pen and start writing. So yeah, they're very softly scented. So if you're in the market to try them, I would start with sample bottles of the scented ink, and you'll know how you enjoy or dislike the scented inks. I do enjoy them, however. So this one is DeAtramentis, and it is Black Cherry. Okay, I was talking away and I did not put a little swatch on the cap, but I've got to go back and do all the ones that I didn't do before I had that idea. Anyway, let's see if I can get just a tad out of the lid, enough to put on there. Okay. Ooh, almost bumped that bottle. So one more on the red page, and this is DeAtramentis Elderberries. Having the little swatches on the cap really helped me to identify the color family and where I would like to coordinate the ink on the page and in my tray, which I'll show you the tray in just a quick minute. I did it again. I'm talking and I forgot to write the ink here. I'll go back because writing with ink is fun. It's not a chore. Very enjoyable hobby. So most of the red burgundy inks on this page happened about when I bought my Pilot Elite E95S in the ivory and burgundy. I purchased several burgundy inks trying to find a perfect match for that pen, so I have quite the selection there. I do not care for the Noodler's Fox. It feathers on this Tomoe River paper and it bleeds through to the back, so that's the only thing I ever purchased of that was the sample, so I know I'll never buy a bottle of that. And that's the good thing about samples and swatching. You get to test out the performance of inks in the pens that you use and on the paper that you use. Ooh, this is very wet, but I kind of got a heavy dose in the swirls of my pen, trying to wipe a little bit of that off on the side. And these vials, difficult to use this size pen in the vials. So again, we're going to have a page to dry. Oh, blackberry, not black cherry. There we go. All right, be back in a moment when we've dried this page. And turning to the page with the green inks, I have left DeAtramentis Plum, but it's also one that I previously had in my stash. So I do not have to add that one to the page today. I can do a little bit of ink right here for later when I swatch, or just swab water to test the waterproofness of it. So I do have several inks. Of course, this is one of the older bottles from Goulet, and actually that one's almost empty. But the ones that I have duplicates of, I plan to pass along to a friend. So let me show you my tray here. I've already ordered another one because this one is full, and I kind of have it organized with the blues, greens, purples, reds, and then this row here is duplicates. But I've ordered another tray because this selection today will help these fill up. Now these look like blue on the top, but remember when I added them to my book, they fit more into the purple page. So I can put those there. Move that over just a bit. And then the DeAtramentis Plum. Then I have some reds, which I can put here. See, I need another tray, and it's coming. It will arrive tomorrow. So now if I take out my duplicate here, I'll have enough. Actually, yeah. Oops. I'll put this over here. And odd man out. He's a green. This is the Swatch Rose. So when I get my next tray in my shipment tomorrow, I'll have enough room, enough space for all of my current ink samples and more to come. So thank you for spending some of your precious moments with me today. You have a blessed day.